Hi, I'm David, and I'm here to talk to you about cryptocurrency price analysis for Thursday, July 4th, 2019. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, what a volatile week we've had, and I'm going to use that as a segue to talk about Bitcoin dominance and the ever elusive altcoin rally. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe below. Let's get right into it. All right, we'll start here with Bitcoin on the hourly. Talk about what's going on right now. Then we'll zoom out a little bit as we usually do. And then I want to shift the discussion to more like Bitcoin dominance and the altcoins, Ethereum. So here we are on the hourly with Bitcoin. It's been a pretty crazy last week. You can see where we broke 50% retracement level originally at about 11.5. Ran up to about 13.5, got rejected down. And ever since then, we've been in this basically this descending channel. Until just the last few hours, we broke out of it, which also saw us break back above the 50% retracement level, which is kind of a big deal. But as you can see, we got stopped out about 12. There's this kind of resistance layer here. Not too much resistance, but there's some in there from the recent action, and we got stopped out there. We might be gearing up to retest it. You know, we're just below 12. And so kind of a few possibilities here. If we can break above 12 solidly, we can probably get through this resistance level, and then it's not a lot of resistance up to the next retracement level and retesting those recent highs at about 0.618, which would be 13.5 is the price level actually. We get rejected down, we test down to the 50% retracement level. If we fall back in this channel, it would probably happen relatively soon if it's going to happen. And then we're probably testing back down to 9.5. We're probably going to go to the bottom end of this channel, which is also about where this 0.382 retracement level is. So watch out for that. There's also a small possibility we could go sideways for a little while. With the current volatility and sentiment, I don't think we'd go sideways in such a narrow channel for very long. But we could see a little bit of sideways action between 11.5 and 12. But to really watch out for, a break below 11.5, a significant break that gets us back into this channel, then we're probably heading to 9.5. Break up through 12 could probably carry us to 13.5. Those are the two directions to watch for, and it could happen pretty soon. So other than that, I want to go to a little larger time frame and just talk about where we are in the larger trend over the last few weeks. Here we are on the daily, and all I really wanted to touch on, I mean, you can see this was our recent action we were just talking about. I just wanted to point out that even a retracement right now to about 9.5 down to this level, 0.382 retracement, would still be very much a bullish trend right now. We could easily, that's still higher lows, higher highs happening basically. So even if we do see that pullback, I wouldn't worry too much unless we break below 9.5, then watch out. I mean, then it's a little bit, you know, we'd probably be breaking this resistance here, or I should say support. And we might be seeing down more towards like 8,000 or so, but I'm not making that prediction so much. Watch out for a break to 9.5. It's still a bullish trend. So that's pretty much just what I wanted to talk on, is that with sentiment what it is, I think it's unlikely we'll break this larger trend too soon. After that, I want to shift the conversation to more of a Bitcoin dominance and altcoins conversation. So let's look at Ethereum and use that to segue into like how altcoins are doing right now. So here we have Ethereum on the daily time frame. We're not talking as much about what's going to happen with Ethereum in the next few hours. Now we're kind of shifting to talk about larger trends and how the altcoins relate to Bitcoin dominance and all that. So a few things I do want to point out with Ethereum, and then take that to talk about many altcoins. Ethereum is doing well. It's growing, obviously. It's on a bullish trend. But also notice that it has not yet broken out of even of its first Fibonacci level. I think when that comes, it'll be a big deal for Ethereum. But I guess I wanted to use that also as a means to explain how, when I look at the altcoins, and this touches on some stuff I've talked about in previous weeks. Here's crypto charts, a broad overview of many different coins. And yes, these are all against US dollars, not Bitcoin, but understand that if the altcoins aren't moving much against the US dollar, it means they're dropping against Bitcoin when Bitcoin's rising. And that's, I guess, my point here. You can see in a nutshell, here's Bitcoin. It's been going up a lot recently. A lot of the alts are also going up and down roughly in sync with Bitcoin, but they're doing it, they're not going up as much. They're not growing as fast as Bitcoin. So when you look at them compared against Bitcoin, most of them are shrinking. You hear a lot of people complaining about how alts are getting wrecked, and they are compared to Bitcoin. And which is, I guess, my point again. Bitcoin dominance, we're not seeing, if you saw my video, why I sound like I'm reiterating everything is that if you saw my video a few weeks ago on the coming altcoin rally, we're not seeing it yet. It's not here yet. I do believe in it. I believe it is coming. It isn't happening yet. This is over the last year, but just look, I mean, we're touching on all-time highs, or not all-time, sorry, recent highs for Bitcoin dominance, and there's not really much of a stopping, and there's no breaking of the trend in sight. So I can't emphasize enough how I do think the altcoin rally is coming, and I'll report that I think I see it happening when I think I see it happening, but it's not yet. What we're seeing is, again, coins that when Bitcoin goes up, they go up not as much. So what we're going to need to see, obviously, a shift in dominance, but what I think you're really looking for is that a moment when Bitcoin gets properly stopped out. Not these little hiccups that have happened on this overall rally we've been on, but my best first guess to watch, like a level to watch for, is when we retouch on the all-time high. When we retest the all-time high for Bitcoin, that might be the level we're watching for. It could even be when we reach a new all-time high. But at some point, we're going to see a major stop out of the Bitcoin price, and when that and when it happens, we're going to see altcoins start to come up. And I also suspect that because the market's a little different, we don't have the ICO craze of 2017. I think we might see not so much as a broad stroke all altcoins go nuts. I think it might be fewer, more established projects that do really well. Along with there's some speculative projects that's always out there. That's out there right now, but I don't focus on them because they're usually smaller cap coins. But I think there's a good chance that we're still going to wait a little while for altcoins. When it happens, it'll be at a higher price point than we've seen so far for Bitcoin before a more significant retracement. And I think you're going to want, part of the reason I focus on Ethereum, I think Ethereum is one of the main players that you're going to see start running when the altcoin rally starts. Some of the other big coins too. I'm not trying to pick favorites or anything, but watch the more established ones. I think they're going to be the ones who really take off when the altcoin rally comes. And that's kind of my gist on that. It's not so much a prediction of a price point, but watch maybe 20,000 for Bitcoin. That might be when we stop seeing upward momentum and start seeing some of the momentum shift into altcoins. Once again, that ought to do it for me. As I am always saying, this is not investment advice, just my personal opinion. Go do your own research, make your own decisions. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck with those trades.